Alrighty. So remember yesterday I went over to Coyote Fresh and got a T-bone steak. That steak was really delicious. I can't eat the whole steak in one sitting though. And I know that I'm not going to eat it in one sitting. So I plan to use it for other stuff too. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the rest, not the rest, I'll probably get another meal out of it too. So I'm going to cut up this leftover steak and make tacos. I still got that much left. That's still a pretty big piece. I could have that for breakfast. So when you have a when you have a T-bone, if you get a nice one, you get a porterhouse on one side, a filet mignon on one side, and then a strip steak on the other side. And those are my two favorite steaks. Probably everybody has those as their favorite. Any steak is good, right? Filet mignon is really delicious. Porterhouse, really delicious. Many years ago, I went fishing with some buddies, and we rented a houseboat. And one of my friends that came along on the trip, he brought these porterhouse steaks. They were like this thick and about like that big, and he's grilling them. There was four of them. There's no way. It was like you're making a pot roast. It was so big. They were good. Gary Lalaberti, man, that guy, he was a good salesperson. I learned a lot of stuff from him too. A lot of sales techniques that were very effective. And he's a real fun guy to be around. All right, so I got the meat cut up here. I don't know if you can see that. So that's the leftover meat. I'm going to use rice. Over here I've got refried beans. We got some onions in there. And we'll go to the next step in just a couple minutes. All right, so these are soft flour tacos. I always get the ones that have a lady on there because they're always really good. If you know somebody's mom or grandma is the one doing this or put this together, you know it's going to be good. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to use cheese too. Now, I used to work in Mexico. I worked there for like almost 20 years. And we used to go to this one place called La Salida. It's in Nogales, Mexico. Man, they have really, really good tacos. If you're ever in Nogales, Mexico, definitely go to La Salida. Otherwise, there's another place called Burrito House that makes really good burritos. And you can watch the ladies making the tortillas. They have really large tortillas. Tortillas are about like this big. And they make them right out in front. So I always put the refried beans on first to the tortilla, like that. And once again, we're going to use the induction cooker. And put the cheese on there. Let that get warmed up. I'm just going to eat 2 of them today for my dinner. The other thing they have in Nogales are really good steakhouses. And there's another one too. It's called El Pescadillo. Really good. Super cheap. Seafood tacos, shrimp tacos, fish tacos. La Ballenita, very good place. First time I ever had a michelada was over there. It was really fun. All right, so I'll get back to you in a minute. So I'm a big fan of Mexican food. This is kind of like my version of, call it a mini burrito. One place I used to eat at almost every day for lunch was El Trocadero. Trocadero was originally a truck stop. That's why it's called that. La Salida means like the living room. La Pescadito, little fish. Very delicious. I don't know if you like Mexican food. I think my favorite thing is chili rellenos, and they're way above my cooking skills. And I've had really good ones and really not so good ones. The best ones I think are that I like are the New Mexico style. They use the green chilies. If you ever get a chance to go through Hatch, really fun place to go. Oh, I got to get a spatula. Okay, sorry about that. So at this point, I'm just gonna put this over here. I'm gonna take this one, throw it on there. It's just kind of like the way I do it. I mean, there's a million ways to do it. I make the hard tacos too. Actually, when I was a kid, my first job was working in a Mexican restaurant. I was the person. I think it was 15 or 14, and my job was I made the salsa, cut up all the prep work, made the beans. I cooked the steaks too. I don't like the way they cook the steaks there. I didn't appreciate it at the time because I was just a kid. And I never ate steaks when I was a kid, believe me. I didn't come from that kind of a household where we had steaks. Our big meals were pasta, which is fine. My mom used to make oxtail soup, amazing. And she made lasagna really well. She is a really good cook. Taught my sister a lot of stuff. All right, I want to just get a little bit of butter for the meat here to warm up the meat and some rice with it. Just let that melt a little bit. I'll get back to you. It's not quite 5 o'clock yet, but making tacos makes me think about micheladas. I saw this in the store the other day. It's tomato stuff. And this is how you make a michelada if you never had one before. I don't have any limes, so usually you put a lime on it. Depends on where you go and how fancy they want to get. Sometimes they coat the rim with like a spice mixture. This is just tomato juice, tomatoes. And then put a beer in there. And then you have a michelada. And you know, it's just like a kind of like a beer Bloody Mary. And that's what we get. Oh, that's good. And some places get real fancy. They'll make it with shrimp on there, and just like your Bloody Mary. If you like Bloody Marys, you know what I'm talking about. Seems like that's the favorite drink when you go to the airport. Start out your trip with a Bloody Mary. Especially if it's in the morning. Put some rice in here. I make a bunch of rice ahead of time always. And like for breakfast, I had like a soft boiled egg on top of the rice. If you never had that, it's really good. And rice is good. I always use stock when I make the rice. I don't use just water. That's why my rice looks a little bit brown. It's not because it's brown rice. It's because I use beef stock. And the reason I use beef stock is because the other day I made Salisbury steak, and I used beef stock to make the gravy. So once you open that container, unless you freeze it, you got to use it up, right? So I use it to make rice. And I got a lot of rice right now because I thought that we were going to have a bunch of crazy stuff after the election. That didn't happen, thank God. But I bought a big bag of rice from Costco. You know how they sell it bulk? So I cook my steaks when I eat them. I like to cook them a little bit on the rare side, medium rare. And then if I warm them up like this, they get a little bit more well done for tacos. So that's just the rice and meat. I'm going to put that in here. And I think I'm going to put a little salsa on there too. This is that 505 salsa. It's a really good salsa, by the way. It's so much nicer than Pace or some of those cheap ones. It's a little bit more money, but it is better. All right, let's see if we can fold these into something that looks more like a taco. Actually, I'm going to do like a burrito type of thing here. I'll do this way, and this way, then this way. I eat the corn too, the corn tortillas. You know, gringos, we like flour mostly. So, dos tacos bisteca con arroz. It's going to be good. There they are. This is John. Thanks for watching me make my dinner. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Have a great day.